I Dan. I Dan. I Dan. I Dan. Dan, we got sports tonight, boy, coming at you. I can't even believe it. Friday already, big weekend ahead. Lots going on. Lots going on right now in sports. We got, oh boy, a lot of things going on. We got Miami 31, LA 27, 10:23 left in the second quarter. And a lot of bodies hitting the floor. AD hurt for a second. We've also got that Yankees-Rays game. That one is a barn burner. Elimination game, Game 5, divisional series. Bottom of the seventh. Nobody out. 1-1 with the Rays at bat. We're going to do our NFL and our MLS picks. But first, I got to get this sucker shared around the internet. And we'll get this hip-hop party started. Dolores Colbert is here. Hello, Dolores. Good to see you. And hope your sports are going well today. Still 31-27 Miami, 9:57 now left in the second quarter. Heat with the ball. Top of the key, that looks like Tyler Hero. Drano, that's 34 for Miami now, 27 for the Lakers. As I mentioned, AD hurt near the end of the first quarter. I believe he's back in, but might be playing with a little bit of a tender ankle. We'll keep you apprised of that as we can. LA misses its shot. He have the ball again, bringing across half court. Jimmy Butler with it. He is dishing it. It is a shot at the free throw line. That's good. Now it's Miami 36, LA 27. I think that'll bring a timeout for the Lakers, and it does. All right. Did you hear that great play-by-play Mr. Tom Gulley does? Don't kid yourself. I'll do a sports talk show, and I'll also do a play-by-play. I can play-by-play with the blessed of them. With the blessed of them. There you go. Let's go to the page I manage. Let's get this shared around. Let's get into the show. Let's do some sports, man. Let's get into the sports. Gonna have us a lot of sports today. The locals got waxed. Brazil 1, Bolivia 0. Saw that one coming in CONMEBOL, the South American qualification group. I might do a little soccer from the quals. I noticed, what was the other one? Oh, it was, I can't remember the other match going on today. It was two of the lesser CONMEBOL teams playing each other. Let's share this to some groups real quick. Bolivia, they've had their years, but I don't think they're going to beat Brazil. Certainly not in a South American qualifier for the World Cup. That doesn't make sense. They are still, after all, Brazil, and that game was at home for Brazil. So, Bolivia giving them all they could handle, but 1-0 is a win, is a win, is a win the world around. We'll get to a little of that later. Why don't we get to a little of that later? Dolores, thanks for bringing that up. And let's get that group shared too. Bada bing, bada boom. Get your hashtags ready. I'll be accepting those shortly. Game break right now. Oh, okay. Dan. A little bit of a game break. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, the locals. Semi-state baseball game. Final four, they got. I think they might have invoked the 10-run rule. Haven't been able to see the box score. And, of course, the game broadcast told me nearly nothing about anything as far as that went. Let me see if I can get that one up there. And let's do the YouTube one here. A little bit of a commercial going on in that NBA final game. Is it 5? I think the Lakers are up 3-1. Lakers trying to close out the Heat tonight. And right now, the Heat are up 7. So that doesn't mean much in the second quarter with the Lakers. That won't stand forever. That's for doggone sure. All right, let's see here. I think I got a couple more groups to share to, and then we'll do our Twitter hashtags, and then we'll do the show, baby. We'll get some sports going on here. We'll get some big-time sports going on. It'll be awesome. Let's see. 2 more. after this. I think I haven't really been paying attention while I'm doing this. So, who knows? I could have shared the same group 5 times. I don't know. I know these ones are new, though. Let's see here. Podcast creators. Bam. And let's see what else we got. We got one more here, and then we'll do Twitter, and then we'll do the show. Then we'll get our show on. Group. And that one. And there we go. And now it's time for Twitter. And if you got a hashtag, I'll take it. I will take it. 36-29 now, 9:06. Heat with the ball, bringing it up half court. Top of the key, Jimmy Butler. Screen set for him. He drapes to the hoop, goes baseline, up and out. Rebound back to the Heat. They're going to recycle out to the top of the key on the right side. Ooh, nice give and go. And the Heat score, 38-29. Heat. Streaming sports talk, Lakers Heat NBA Finals with the little trophy. Come on, there we go. That's trending right now. Let's see. Yankees, Rays, MLB playoffs. Give me that autofill. We'll do NFL, we'll do MLS, and we'll do just a regular soccer, and we'll do UFC as well. Anybody got anything? Got a hashtag for me? Anybody? I think that's 2 fits. I don't know which one it is. I'm not going to look stupid. Anybody? Hashtag nope. Okay, we'll say goodbye to that, and we'll go here, and we'll tweet our little tweet. And we're done with that. Butler goes up, and that is a good layup. 38-29 still. Lakers at the free throw line. That one's good, so it's 38-30. 8:30 to go in the second quarter. All righty. Why don't we get this hip-hop party started right? Let's do it. I got to get my little art card up here that I love so much. And TGS Sports. There we go. And it's time to get it going. Let's go.
Tom was a white male. Always invited to the cookout.
Always.
but he spit straight hot fire. Okay? You said who is the best commentator on Facebook Live? Tom.
Because he spit hot fire.
Because he spit hot fire.
Yo, he even got the last name.
And let me tell you this too. Tom potato salad good.
No raisins.
It ain't bland. No raisins. No raisins.
I don't care who owned the Chiefs. I hate it here. Make me sick. My allergy. Puke every time. Blah, like that. Puke.
Well, you're a goalie. You're supposed to be like that.
Somebody owned the Chiefs. We go to Florida and I get the money.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Let me answer that. You know, that is an absolute crock of You know, you people in the news media, all of you dwell on some negative piece of like that, and I don't know how Steve feels about it, but it just and you don't have to bleep one single word of this.
That it doesn't work for me. I gotta have more cowbell.
Hi, I'm Jim Harbaugh of the Indianapolis Colts, and I recommend that you wear a helmet while listening to the show.
Friday night, we got sports and lots of them. We've got Lakers Heat. We've got Yankees Rays. We've got our NFL and MLS picks. We may dip into the world of World Cup qualification, and we certainly will cover the UFC. I'm Tom Gulley. This is the Sports Spectacular for your Friday night. Hope all your sports are going well today, and we've got a lot of them to cover. Local high school team where I live got waxed in the state Final Four. I felt sorry for those kids. It was 12-0. Baseball. 7 innings. I think the 10-run rule got invoked. It was bad. Sucks when you get that far and then you just get waxed. 41 for Miami, 33 for the Lakers, shot up by the Heat. And there's a foul call into the basket. Okay, that's a quick update on that Game 5 in the NBA Finals. The Heat, of course, are losing that one 3-1 to the Lakers. Right now in the bottom of the 7th, 2 outs, man on first for the Rays. And the Yankees and Rays are deadlocked in that elimination game. They were 2 apiece. This is Game 5. It's 1-1. Bottom of the 7th inning. There you go. Sports stories for the day. The Jets announce a negative test result for COVID after a scare. And it is a penalty now to talk to the ref in the NFL without wearing a mask. And the great picture for the New York Yankees, Whitey Ford dies at age 91. There you are. Krug, NHL, grabs a 7-year deal from the St. Louis Blues. There you are. Just a few of the stories. We'll go sport by sport a little while later. Let's talk about that NFL memo real quickly before we get into our NFL predictions. And, yes, sirree. NFL officials have been authorized to penalize teams for unsportsmanlike conduct if a coach or someone else on the sidelines approaches them while not wearing appropriate face coverings, according to a memo sent to teams today. The memo, written by Senior Vice President of Officiating Administration Perry Fewell, comes in response to complaints from the NFL Referees Association about coaches pulling down their masks to yell at officials in close range. The NFL's COVID-19 protocols require everyone on the sideline to wear face coverings except players who are actively involved in the game. Officials must wear them at all times unless they are announcing a penalty. 5 coaches have been fined $100,000 apiece and their teams $250,000 for failing to wear face coverings during games. That discipline remains in place. Friday's memo allows officials to take immediate action on the field. Wrote the official, we have reminded game officials that if an individual not wearing a face covering approaches them inappropriately, they have the authority to take administrative or officiating action, including a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. So COVID going penalty. Whitey Ford, R.I.P., says Dolores Colbert. She knows her way around some baseball. According to Aaron Boone, he won more World Series games than any other pitcher, died at age 91. As I mentioned, a family member and manager Aaron Boone told reporters Friday that Ford died with his family by his side watching the Yankees beat the Tampa Bay Rays in Game 4 of the American League Divisional Series. And Aaron Boone saying he feels like there were some comfort in that. He had suffered the effects of Alzheimer's disease in recent years. Edward Charles Whitey Ford was born October 21st, 1928, and grew up in Queens. He made his major league debut for the Yankees in 1950 and spent his entire career with the Bronx Bombers. In the 1950s, when Pulitzer Prize-winning sports columnist Jim Murray wrote that rooting for the Yankees was like rooting for General Motors or U.S. Steel, there was one man who was chairman of the board. He spent his entire 16-year career with the Yankees, a 6-time World Series champion, a 10-time All-Star, one of the best lefties ever. The Yankees tweeted a number 16 patch on their jersey's left sleeve that they are wearing against the Rays, even as I speak. He had a career record of 236-106, setting the Yankees record for victories. His career winning percentage of .690 is the best for any pitcher with at least 300 career decisions. Ford was the Cy Young Award winner in 1961 when he was 25-4, and as I mentioned, a 10-time All-Star. His World Series stats are incredible. He was a Game 1 starter 8 times. His 10 World Series victories are the most for any pitcher. He pitched 33 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings in the World Series, breaking a record set by, Babe Ruth. He still holds records for World Series starts, 22, innings pitched, 146, and strikeouts, 94. His best seasons were in 61 and 63 in the stretch of 5 straight American League pennants for the Yankees. Ford led the league in victories with 25 in 1961, won that Cy Young Award, and was the World Series MVP after winning 2 more games against Cincinnati. In 63, he went 24-7, again leading the league in wins. 8 of his victories that season came in June. He also led the American League in earned run average in 1956 at 247 and 1958 at 201. So rest in peace, Whitey Ford. You were one of the greats. Dolores Corbett says this rule applies to the sidelines only. I do not believe so. It says any time a team personnel approaches an official inappropriately, I would assume that would include one of the coaches or players walking onto the field to approach an official. So I don't think it matters where you are on the field. Let's get to the NFL real quickly. I'll update you on that score in the NBA Finals here in just a second. Miami 42, LA 36, 5:59 left in the second quarter. Let's get to the NFL. I'll give you my predictions. Love to hear yours. Dolores, did you play any sports? And if not, what is your favorite sport? Actually, if you played, I'd like to know your favorite sport anyway. Love to hear that. The schedule for the NFL is as follows. I will give you my picks. Sunday's games, Carolina at Atlanta. Can Atlanta lose again? That's a toughie. I'm going to go with Atlanta. Las Vegas at Kansas City. Give me Kansas City all day. Arizona at New York Jets. Give me Arizona. Philadelphia at Pittsburgh. Since it is in Pittsburgh, I will take Pittsburgh, but that's pretty much a coin toss in my book. The L.A. Rams are at Washington. I'll take the Rams. Cincinnati at Baltimore. Give me Baltimore. Jacksonville at Houston. Boy, there's a game in the toilet bowl. It is at Houston. Houston with a new coach. Maybe they get a bounce. I'll take Houston. Miami at San Francisco. I will take San Francisco. Indianapolis at Cleveland. I'm afraid I'm going to have to go with Indianapolis. New York at Dallas. That's the New York Giants. Give me Dallas. Minnesota at Seattle. I'll take Seattle at home. Denver at New England. I will have to go with, well, that's tough considering New England's quarterbacking woes. I will still take New England. The Chargers at New Orleans. Give me the Chargers. Dolores says, yes, basketball, football, soccer, swimming, track, football, and track are her favorites. Well, you know what they say about track, Dolores. There was a guy named Leon Simons who used to be on in Dallas with Norm Hitchkiss. I don't know if you remember that name or not. But Leon Simons told me many times, Tom, you can't teach speed. That's what they say about track. Leon was a very well-known track coach in the Dallas area. So there's my NFL picks, and we'll see if I do as poorly as I did last week. We'll see if it was bad as... let's see. Let's go to soccer here real quickly. I think somebody by the name of Dolores was mentioning to me some fabulous qualification matches. Brazil, 69th minute, is beating Bolivia 4-0 now. Oh, Dolores does remember Norm. He's on the ticket now in Dallas. Algeria beat Nigeria 1-0 in a friendly. Let's see here. Another friendly. Japan and Cameroon tied 0-0. Oh, that other match I was talking about was Colombia-Venezuela. Colombia 3, Venezuela 0. That one was actually pretty easy to pick. So let's go up here and see if there's any. There's a new Premier League TV deal. Greg Berhalter unhappy with Boyd's Besticus situation, probably not available for the U.S.'s upcoming matches. Juventus shirt stolen in Ronaldo home burglary. And Ibrahimovic recovers from COVID in time for the Milan Derby. Let's go to Major League Soccer. I will give you my Major League Soccer predictions for the week. Yeah, 4-0. Brazil, Bolivia is just not strong right now. They occasionally pop up with a real tough team. This ain't one of those times. This is just not one of those good periods for Bolivia where they overachieve. So we've got matches on Saturday and Sunday in Major League Soccer. Inter Miami playing the Houston Dynamo at home. I'm going to take the Dynamo, Inter Miami, David Beckham's expansion team. Dynamo winning a big match 2-0 earlier in the week. Atlanta United, who's been scoring goals of late, will be hosting New York Red Bulls. That's a toughie. I'm going to have to say Atlanta's been playing so sporadic, but I do like them at home. Give me Atlanta. Vancouver Whitecaps will be hosting Real Salt Lake, and Real Salt Lake has got to do something, and I mean fast. Morty Vicker says, hey, Tom. Hello, Morty. How you doing? By the way, Morty, did you play any sports in high school or junior high, whatever? What's your sport that you played, if you did? And if not, what is your favorite sport? Or you can tell me both of those things. Colorado Rapids will be hosting LA Galaxy. I just love picking against the Colorado Rapids. Give me the LA Galaxy. On Sunday, New York City FC will be hosting the New England Revolution. It's another team I love picking against because I hate Bruce Arena, and so give me NYCFC. LAFC will be hosting the Seattle Sounders. The Seattle Sounders right now, in my opinion, are the very best team in Major League Soccer, and I'm still going to go out on a limb here and say LAFC. The LAFC has to turn things around, and I think Bob Bradley is the best coach in Major League Soccer. Chicago Fire hosting DC United. DC United firing Ben Olsen just yesterday. Ben Olsen started playing for DC United in 1997, named their coach at age 33, and has been with the organization his whole career. They are going to keep him in some capacity, but it was time for a coaching change, which is a little unfair given that they don't spend any money. And so maybe they get a bounce from a new coach. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and pick Chicago Fires. FC Cincinnati is hosting Toronto. Give me Toronto. Orlando City SC hosting the Columbus Crew. I hate the Columbus Crew. I'll take Orlando City at home. Philadelphia Union, Montreal Impact. Montreal playing very well of late, but Philadelphia Union, I think, just has too many horses for them. Give me Philadelphia. Sporting Kansas City, driving me crazy lately. Just driving me nuts with their erratic performance. They're playing Nashville SC, hosting them, and Nashville being an expansion team, I'm going with Sporting Kansas City. FC Dallas and Minnesota United. I'm taking Minnesota United. FC Dallas losing 2-0 to Houston earlier in the week. Portland Timbers and the San Jose Earthquakes. This one's really tough. Portland's always good at home, but San Jose have been scoring buckets full of goals lately. I still have to take Portland at home. There's your Major League Soccer picks. If Morty wants to, I will go through my NFL picks again. Morty Vickers says, hide the pickleball. Oh, God, I hate pickleball. He says, I was more of a guitar guy, skater all around. Played football, though. What position, and is that your favorite sport? Would love to know your favorite sport. I'm going to go through my NFL picks again for Morty, who just got here, and maybe people get a little more laughter out of this segment of the show. How about that? Well, I was going to try to update you on the, let's see, what do we got here? I was going to update you on that NBA score, but they're just putting stats and stuff up. Who knows? Maybe we're at halftime. I'll update it here off of my handheld device in just a second. Mm-hmm. LeBron James 9 of 11 in this game so far. LA's on an 8-0 run. So it's LA 47, Miami's got 50, 154 remaining in the second quarter. Let's go through the NFL one more time. Dolores Colbert says, got to go with San Jose, Tom. Yeah, they've been scoring an awful lot, but Portland is so tough at home. And I got 2 words to say. Diego Valeri. Diego Valeri. That man is a bad man. Let's see. Carolina, Atlanta. believe I took Atlanta there in Atlanta. They can't keep losing last-second games forever. Morty Vicker says, I played running back, defensive end, also loved kickoffs. Kickoffs are like rollerball. Those are fun. Vegas at Kansas City. Give me Kansas City. Arizona at New York Jets. Arizona. Philadelphia at Pittsburgh. Coin toss. It is at home at Pittsburgh, so I will take Pittsburgh. The L.A. Rams at Washington. Give me the Rams. Cincinnati at Baltimore. Give me Baltimore. Jacksonville at Houston. Another game of just terrible teams. But I do think Houston has a new coach. Maybe they get a bounce. They are playing at home. I'm going to take Houston. Miami at San Francisco. I'll take San Francisco. Indianapolis at Cleveland. Give me the Colts, because I don't want Rosie mad at me. Morty says, got to really smash people. Dolores says, go Steelers. New York Giants at Dallas. Give me the Dallas Cowboys. Minnesota at Seattle. Seattle's a better team. And Monday night, we've got Denver at New England. I'm going to take New England, even though they do have those quarterbacking woes. I do not know if Cam Newton will be back for them, but I'm still taking New England. And the Chargers at New Orleans. Give me the New Orleans Saints. That's the way I see it. I'd love to know your opinion. Morty Vicker says, Rosie is waiting for her phone to charge. Heat, 54. Lakers, 51. 58.3 seconds left in the second quarter. Bottom of the eighth, that score in the fifth game of the ALDS between the Yankees and the Rays. Still 1-1. Nobody out. Bottom of the eighth, nobody on base. So that's what we've got there. I went through some of that soccer qualifications and whatnot. Let's see. If they show them to me, I'll update you. If not, we're going UFC, baby. We're going UFC, baby. That's what we're doing. Let's see here. I think Giants got that game. Giants are they're a dumpster fire. We've got UFC Fight Night tomorrow night in Abu Dhabi, and bantamweight main event, Moraes, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, 23-6-1 against Sandhagen, Brazilian against an American. I don't know who's going to win that. Barboza will be taking on Amirkhani, and Barboza's a Brazilian. Amirkhani looks to be, there's a blue cross on his flag. Rothwell from the United States taking on Tybura, and Rothwell 38-12-0, Tybura 19-6-0. Perez 12-3-0 out of Brazil taking on Duplessis 14-2-0. Aspinall 8-2-0 taking on Badeau, and he is 8-1-0. Zalal 10-2 taking on Topuria. Seen any ladies fights on this? Oh, there's one there. There's one there. There's just none on the main card. In the prelims, Breeze taking on Bular, Decaus taking on Nascimento, Kasanganay from the United States taking on Buckley, two Americans, Alquasi taking on Kelly, Chikadze taking on Morales. The ladies match, Cortez and Egger, a 7-1-0 fighter taking on a 5-1-0 fighter. Looks like maybe an American against a Swiss. And Silva, obviously a Brazilian, 10-4-2, taking on Ulanbekov, 10-1. So there you go. There's a quick look at those UFC fights coming up in the fight night tomorrow night. Let's see. This page hasn't caught up with the TV yet. It was Heat 54, Lakers 52 with 54.7 seconds left, or maybe there's a timeout. I don't know. Still bottom of the eighth. Yankees won. Rays won. One out. Nobody on base. I might get an update here real quick. Oh, it's 57 for the Heat, 53 for the Lakers, 26 seconds left in the second quarter. And bottom of the eighth, nobody out, it says now. The Yankees and, now it's one out. Okay, great. Nobody on for the Rays right now. So that's what we got going on in sports. Sports. Dolores Colbert says 60-56 Miami at halftime. So my thing hasn't caught up. Rosie Williams is here. Rosie, did you play any sports? And if you did, what was your sports? And also, what is your favorite sport? I'd like to know. You'll be happy to know I picked the Colts over the Browns and went through my NFL picks and my Major League Soccer picks. And we just took a quick swim through the UFC. Why don't we go to our major sports and see if there are any stories of note? We went through the fact that NFL teams may be fined this week if team personnel approaches a referee with inappropriate face gear. And that can be a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. The financial penalties will remain in place as well. Rosie says softball, basketball, volleyball. Her favorite was softball. What position did you play? And tell us your greatest sports moment, your big hit. I mentioned that NFL memo that it is a penalty to talk to a ref without a mask. Garoppolo will be making his return for the Niners against the Dolphins. That game will happen in San Francisco. Ron Rivera said, I haven't given up on Haskins. Well, you did bounce him. Colts have ruled out Leonard and Costanzo against the Browns. I don't think that's going to keep the Browns from losing. And a big loss for the Bucs as defensive tackle Vea has a broken ankle. Seattle Seahawks broadcaster has been suspended over a tweet. Morty Vickers says she was really good too, Tom. I watched a few of her games. I bet she was. I wouldn't mess with her. And what position did you play, Rosie, in those sports? Well, softball and basketball. Volleyball, I guess you could have been setter, hitter, blocker, whatever, but I'd like to know what position. Longtime radio broadcaster Dory Monson has been indefinitely suspended from hosting the Seattle Seahawks pregame and postgame shows in wake of a recent tweet. ESPN has confirmed. Since then, the tweet has been deleted, and it was sent Wednesday evening during Washington's gubernatorial debate between incumbent Jay Inslee and challenger Lauren Culp. And it referenced transgenderism. Seattle Out and Proud, commonly referred to as Seattle Pride, shared a screenshot of the tweet which read, Inslee, we follow science in Washington, the state where I go to Olympia tomorrow and change my birth certificate to say I was a girl on 10/2/61. Ha 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 ha. Monson also hosts the Dory Monson Show on Seattle's KIRO Radio 97.3 FM, which includes a weekly interview with Seahawks coach Pete Carroll. KIRO Radio 97.3 FM and 710 ESPN Seattle are the Seahawks' flagship stations. Seattle Out and Proud said it has reached out to KIRO 97.3 FM and the Seahawks to demand that Monson be fired immediately. KIRO radio program director Brian Buckaloo declined comment when reached by ESPN, saying the station does not comment on personnel matters. The Athletic first reported Monson's suspension. These sorts of people are the ones that get jobs in the biz, and I can't get a email return from a Seattle station that has one live show a day. San Diego station, sorry. What's up with that? Can't even get well, I will say this. The guy that hosts the live show a day, he returned my email. He was really cool. The station owner, or the guy that leases the station, he doesn't own it. After 2 emails from the guy that hosts his daily show, still haven't heard from him. I think I'm done. If you got network programming in a market like San Diego for like 20 hours a day, good luck with all that, man. Rosie Williams says center field. I always wanted the runners to run so I could throw them out. Well, when Rosie'd get that ball out in center, you know what them other teams would say. They'd say, Rosie got them beans on. You better watch out. She'll gun you down like a dog in the street. Morty said center. Dolores Colbert says, damn, I forgot volleyball. And we took state when I was in 8th grade. Got the trophy still packed away somewhere. Dolores Colbert says, in Sacramento. For those of you who don't know, that is the state capital of California. And they got a pretty good USL soccer team there, too. I think they're getting a Major League Soccer franchise. Rosie Williams says, I also played Junior Olympics. Hey now, Rosie. Hey now. That's some business. Sacramento soccer team. I thought they were getting an MLS team. Sacramento Republic, I believe, is in the USL. In fact, I know they're in the USL. I don't even have to look it up. But yeah, they're in the USL. I thought they were due a team. Is Sacramento? I know they were in discussions getting an MLS team. There we go. Sacramento getting an MLS. Sacramento Republic FC would become the league's 29th franchise. They'll begin play in the league in 2022. And there you go. There you go. I knew they were. I'm a soccer genius. Rosie said softball in the Junior Olympics. Yeah. Hey now. Hey, we got a little star power in the room right now. A star. She's a star. Let's see if we've got any news. I did the eulogy for Whitey Ford a little earlier. Come on now. There we go. And why don't we go to baseball real quickly and see what's up there? There might be some other news other than just that Yankees-Rays game. Bottom of the eighth, Tampa has pulled out 2-1, still one down, and they are getting close to eliminating the dreaded and hated Yankees. Whitey Ford died while watching the Yankees, according to manager Aaron Boone and the family of Whitey Ford. MLB players' virus-free streak is now at 33 days. That could be a jinx. Dodgers will be hosting National League Championship Series drive-in viewing parties. So you'll go to the drive-in, you'll watch the game, you'll hear it over what I would imagine is the usual way to deliver sound at the drive-in these days, which is a low-power FM radio station within the drive-in. That'll be great. The Braves have flipped the script, and they're back in the NLCS behind pitching. That's just a story. And there you go. There you go there. That's what you got going on there. 2 down, bottom of the eighth, Rays 2, Yankees 1. So the Yankees, after this inning, will be batting for their playoff lives. We'll stay with you for just a second to see how that goes on. Morty Vickers says she plays basketball and volleyball. Volleyball, that was my favorite to watch her play. That's because they jump up and down and wear them outfits. Dolores says, that's cool. Drive-in games. It is cool. It is very cool. A lot of times when they have the World Cup and the U.S. is in the World Cup, men's or women's, they will have a park or a gazebo or a plaza somewhere in the larger cities, and they'll project the game, and it's just fabulous, fabulous. There's a great video from 2010 when the United States scored that last-second goal against Algeria. And it's just reaction videos from people in bars, people in restaurants, people at various large town gatherings, and like I mentioned, in plazas, things like that, and individual people in their own homes. It's got cool music to it. It's fabulous. You should look it up if you get a chance. It's a really, really, really good video. That's really, really good. I mean, that's really, really good. It is 60 to 56 and a half, just like Dolores told us. I haven't really planned my sports weekend. I tend not to watch a lot on Saturdays. Sundays, I try to catch the 3 NFL games that are on, or 4. But they're just kind of on usually. I'm not really watching them, you know. Arsenal, of course, I don't believe plays this weekend because everyone's on national team duty, and their next game is on the 17th as they will travel to Manchester City. There's the European Championships are going on and other World Cup qualifications. So, league play has shut down for 2 weeks, like it does usually at this point in the EPL and European League season. Normally that point is at a different time of year, but after this number of games, usually there's a 2-week break. I hate it every time. Just about a team starts to gain momentum and play together well. they shut down for a couple weeks, and their best players go play for their national teams. In the United States, they don't stop league play. Those players, whomever they might be, that play for Major League Soccer teams, just take off and go to the national team camp, and their teams play without them, which is difficult. Not that I'm a huge proponent of the U.S. national team being loaded with Major League Soccer players, because I think the best players should go overseas and play at a higher level. I think that benefits the U.S. national team. However, there are always going to be players domestically in the United States. I watched one the other night against RSL, Jordan Morris. There's always going to be a few players that are on the U.S. national team that play Major League Soccer. Nothing wrong with that, but when you get that opportunity, you need to go overseas. Now, Jordan Morris had a chance to do that, and he chose not to for a variety of reasons. I respect his decision. He has, a medical condition, and he did what was best for him. I think the best players, the Clint Dempseys, the Tim Howards, are the ones that go play overseas. I think those are the ones that really are challenging themselves and constantly trying to become the best player they can be. That's the attribute I admire the most in a player, the ones that continually are trying to get better no matter how good they are. And enough of that. Rosie Williams says, can I get those baseball scores again, please? You certainly can. NFL has had hard-hitting games the last 2 weeks. Yes, they have. They had some high-scoring games as well. It is the end of the 8th. Nobody out. Top of the 9th, sorry, nobody out. And the Yankees are batting. The Rays are leading 2-1. So the Yanks at the top of the 9th are fighting for their lives. Let's just go to the playoff schedule here real quickly. We know, of course, 3 of the 4 combatants, but we'll update you with that schedule and tell you what's going on there real quickly. Come on. ALCS. The ALCS will begin Sunday. Game 1, Astros and either the Rays or Yankees. That will be in San Diego. The NLCS will be the Braves and, of course, the Dodgers, and that will take place in Arlington, Texas, and will begin on Monday. So there you are. And just for your edification, the World Series will also be held in Arlington, Texas, and Game 1 for the World Series will begin October 20th, and if it goes 7 games, will end on October 28th. So there you go right there. Let's check in on the game cast of that ALDS game here, and we can keep you a little more updated. Come on, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Nobody out. Castillo pitching for the Rays. Batting right now is Giancarlo Stanton. The count, oh boy, he goes down. There's an out now because Stanton went down looking at an 89-mile-per-hour slider. So they started him off with a sinker, 97 miles an hour. That was a ball. They gave him a 96-mile-an-hour sinker. Again, it was a ball. He took a strike looking at a sinker, swung at the next pitch, and then looking again at that 96-mile-an-hour pitch that I just mentioned. Now at bat for the Yankees is Voit. I assume Castillo is still pitching. And we'll give you an update on what he's doing. 1 down, and the Yankees desperately needing at least a run to extend this ball game into another inning. That's if the Rays don't score in their half of the 9th inning. Dolores Colbert, let's see how the hard-hitting games. There have been some hard hits. Did everybody enjoy Tom Brady not knowing what down it was last night? Did you like that? I loved it. It was great. And he got all upset. Okay, that Game 5 in the NBA Finals has started again. 11:32 left, and the Lakers have turned the ball over. That score is still 60-56. The Black Mamba jerseys looking great. Sinker to Voit, 97 miles an hour. As I mentioned, Castillo on the mound. Another sinker, and Voit takes a strike looking at 97 miles an hour as well. So 1-1 count, one down, nobody on, and the Yankees trying to get one back. So this can keep going. Dolores said, funny as heck. That's actually not what she said, but I cleaned it up. Another slider, strike swinging 89 miles an hour this time. 1-2 the count, one down. Ursula on deck. And Voit today is 0 for 2 with a base on balls and a strikeout. So we'll see how he fares here. That first sinker was inside. The second one was right down the middle, a little low. And the third one was up and in, but still in the strike zone. So let's see if Voit can do something here, get something working for the Yankees. As I mentioned, top of the ninth. Now there's 2 outs. Strike swinging a slider, 89 miles an hour. That one on the outside corner of the plate, about belt high. So 2 outs now, nobody on. Ursula coming to bat. He's 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. And Castillo throwing that sinker, seems to have really good control, and he can throw it pretty much at whatever speed he feels like. Looks like he's coming in hot and then throwing some changeup, going from 97 down to 89, 88 miles an hour. Miami 63, the Lakers now 58, 10:24 left in the third period. The third quarter. So up to the plate comes Ursula, 2 down. And the first offering from Castillo is on the way. I'll tell you about it as soon as I get it. Stoppage in play in that basketball game, 63-59, 10-11. And there's a sinker in play that is going to go over the third baseman's head. And that's the third out of the game. He hit it toward third, and I'm assuming that was a pop-up, and the third baseman covered it just at the apron of the infield. So the Rays will now go on to face the Astros in the American League Championship Series. The thoughts, hopes, dreams, goals, and aspirations of a nation are resting with the Tampa Bay Rays to defeat the evil, dreaded, and hated. He lined out, apparently, to third. Lined out. And he only took one pinch, and it was a 98-mile-an-hour sinker. If he lined out, maybe he gave it a good ride. But, boy, I think I would have made him work a little harder than that. Ursula, of course, hitless on the day. And that's going to do it for the New York Yankees. And we won't have to listen to their fans anymore. Tampa Bay, 40-20 during the regular season. The Yankees, 33-27. So the better team did win, at least in the terms of seasonal play. And that does mean, again, that the Rays will face the Astros, and they will have a nation behind them rooting for them to defeat the evil and dreaded Houston Astros. Let's update you on that score there. It's now Miami 66, Lakers 65. We knew it couldn't last forever. 8:57 left in the third quarter. Up goes the Heat, and that's going to look like kaboom. There's a little contact underneath the rim, and the rebound did come off to the Heat. The Heat with the flush, and it's 68-65 Miami as the Lakers try to close them out and become NBA champions for this season. 3 months in the bubble, ending here with the finals. Looks like a foul at the other end. And I'm going to say that's a defensive foul. Anyway, things getting chippy in the NBA Finals. So there you are. That's probably going to get close to doing it here for the Sports Spectacular tonight. Unless you guys want me to delve into any of the other sports, I'd be happy to do so for you. Let's check out NBA news away from the finals real quickly, just to make sure the world is bright and shiny in the association. The Mavs' Porzingis has had surgery to fix a torn meniscus. Mitchell says the Jazz are eager for the start of next season. I have no idea why. The NBA Finals is airing in China. Game 5 will show there. That is the first game in a year to show in China. The NBA Players Association and the Major League Soccer group call for change in a joint video. I'm sure that is a cultural thing. LeBron is saying that for Laker fans, respect must be earned. And the Clippers' Frank wins the award for the NBA's top executive. So there you are. A little update on goings-on in the NBA outside the actual finals. I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to hear about. The CFL, we can do a little CFL for you. Did not know Rosie Williams was a star athlete. Did not know that Morty Vicker was a beast playing football. And the guys that like kickoffs are the guys that like contact. I was a kicker. So, as you might imagine, being a soccer player, I would thunder the ball down the field and then just kind of hang out and try to avoid being obliterated by one of the other team's players. You know, because they loves to cheap shot a kicker. And, of course, my job was just to hang out and tackle somebody if things got bad. I did throw a really, really, really long touchdown pass one time on a fake punt. The ball went about maybe 6 yards, my pass, and then the guy ran all the way the other end with it. And by the way, I got blown up. I got decleated after I threw the ball. And so I'm laying there, and this giant defensive lineman is laying on top of me, just dripping sweat through his face mask and onto my face, and yelling things at me. And I hear the crowd just like slowly going to, you know, bozo crazy as this guy runs 80 yards or whatever it was. Let's see. Schmexy Schmeckel says snack duty. Aye, Dan. Rosie Williams says, what age were you when you started playing goalie? Interesting question, Rosie. I was a field player from the age of when I was in 7th grade until my junior year in high school. And my junior year in high school, we had a goalie leave. He had graduated. Really good one. And we didn't have any more. And the coach got us all in the net and sort of had us all take turns, and I was the only one that took it seriously because I took things very, very seriously in my soccer career, especially at that age, and probably wasn't very technically good, but had the right mentality, and they hooked me up with the goalkeeper coach and said, you're the guy, which was weird because I'd been like all state as a midfielder the previous year. And but I was a tall guy, you know, and stuff. And so that's when I started. And I played my junior year of high school, senior year of high school, freshman year of college, sophomore year of college. I played tons of indoor soccer as a goalkeeper. That's what I played when they paid me to play. And my junior and senior year, I played forward in college. And I played a few seasons of outdoor soccer after that in men's league and stuff, but I didn't really enjoy it quite so much, and then started playing on the field in outdoor soccer, and later on got signed to a team that had me play outdoor, and and then the last outdoor team I played on was this really super awesome team in Atlanta, and I played goalkeeper for them outdoor. It's just boring. After you play indoor, it's boring. And I played, oh my God, I can't even tell you how many seasons of indoor soccer I played, because they're usually about 10 or 12 week seasons. And I played, 20 years worth or something, and more than one league at a time. There was a period of time I was playing at 5 leagues at once, and that went on for a couple of years. Let's see. Morty Vickers says, so, Schmexy. Injury for Miami, says Dolores. So, anyway, so that's the answer to your question there. My senior year in high school, I had 17 shutouts in 23 games. And in 11 straight games without being scored on. So, played 100 and 4-4 is going to be 8-4 is 6. It's 122 games in high school, and our team went 114 4-4, and 2 of those losses were in the state championship game, and that hurts really bad. Still to this day, I get a pain right here. I get a hoingen in my schmelgen in the connectazoid there. So there. Yeah, that was the age. Goalkeeping is a very bizarre Zen mentality, geometry thing in your head. It's soccer. I can't speak for, field hockey or hockey or anything like or lacrosse. But in soccer, it's really a thing, man. It's, once you play goalie for a long time, it's easier to play forward because you know how to, you know the secrets of the dark arts and what all goalkeepers, especially big guys like me. Man, I when I played indoor soccer, I could have walked out and told anybody that wanted to know, if I was motivated to do so. Here's how you can score on me, and these are the only ways you can score on me. Here's the only way you can score on me is to take a low, hard shot, really low, really hard, from a reasonably distance far away from me. If you get close to me, I will block out the sun. If you come one-on-one with me, I will clean your clock. If you have a 2-on-1 on me, I will just blow that play up. But if you take a low, super hard shot right to the corner, low, you got a chance, man. But if you're not doing that, you're not going to score on me. You're not going to score on me. It's not going to happen. You put the ball up in the air, And it's also weird because indoor soccer's goals are smaller, so you get used to making very instinctive reflex save and covering a smaller amount. In indoor, you want to minimize your movement. In outdoor, you want to maximize it because goals are expensive outdoor. Indoor, the scores are, higher. But you learn to cover that smaller area and you don't overdo your movement. Then you go outside and play and you kind of go, oh, that's out. Oh, wait, that's in. It's a big thing. Smexy Schmeckel says, it happens. Dolores Colbert says they moved me from forward to goalie as well. Well, they didn't move me from forward to goalie. They moved me from defensive midfielder to goalie. And then they moved me from goalie to forward. So, because I was too bored playing out. Once you play indoor soccer as a goalkeeper, you play outdoor, you're bored out of your mind. Schmexy Schmeckel, do you know Morty and Rosie? Am I getting that vibe from you? Oh, boy, man. It's 78 for the Heat, 73 for the Lakers. The Lakers take a shot. It bounces over the top of the backboard, and that will be Heat ball with 4:59 left in the third quarter. Dolores Colbert says, things that make you go, Smexy Schmeckel says, yes. Schmexy, did you play sports? And if so, what was your sport? What position did you play? And if not, what was is your favorite sport? And actually, if you did play sports, what is your favorite sport too? Both questions. Answer them however you want. And there's a huge delay right now. It's gigantic. It's like a minute and a half. So I'll stay here until I get that answer, and then we'll probably close the show down a little bit. Up go the Heat with the shot. It is going to come off the back of the rim. Lakers with the ball. They're at the right side of the circle. Pass inside. It goes in. It goes in the hole. And that means it's going to be 78-75, Miami leading. They're bringing the ball down right now. Butler on the outside being leaned on pretty heavily. He dishes off to Tyler Harrow or Donaldson. Can't tell which. That's an air ball. Lakers with it again, pressing up really pretty quickly. And James passes to the far corner, up with the shot. It's no good. Lakers rebound again. Dish inside. Easy layup. And so now it is the Lakers 77, Miami 78. I expect a Miami timeout. There is one. 4 minutes, 1 second left in the third quarter. And let's see. Sexy Schmeckel says, soccer center forward, halfback, goalie. Halfback? Halfback. Midfielder, maybe? Schmexy Schmeckel says, love baseball. She says, baby bro plays for Yankees organization. Very cool. Very cool. Schmexy Schmeckel. Interesting name. Yeah, it's hard for me not to be. See, because they're on soccer people. Well, see, a forward isn't necessarily a striker. But a lot of people call forwards, all of them, strikers, and they're not right. Striker is different than a forward. But, you know, what are you going to do? Hey, man, I got to tell you, Rosie Williams, Morty Vicker, Dolores Colbert, and Schmexy Schmeckel, I really appreciate your support on both of the shows. And certainly this one. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope all your sports turn out the way you want them, and that you just have a spectacular time of it, and that you stay healthy and safe. And I know that the Williams family is eating the most delicious food in the world with just huge amounts of oxidants and other nutritional benefits. And so with that being said, I think we're going to call it a night. And that'll do it for this week. Blessings to you, Tom. Right back at you, Dolores. We're going to call it a night. That'll do it for this week's editions of the Sports Spectacular. And Schmexy Schmeckel says, I want Mountain Mike's pizza. I am sure it's there for you. I ate a whole medium pepperoni pizza today when I got home, and I'm still not hungry. Although, because I'm a pig, I'm sure I'll find something to eat after this show when I recline and get a little rest. Dolores Colbert says, bye, y'all, next week. So, and anyway, you guys can listen to the jazzy music that I have to close out the show. And till next week, good night and good sports.